GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Emmys Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICC, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets.
Today, this is our way of cheering the Black Stars on. This is our way of telling the Black Stars that we believe in them, and this is our way of bringing back the love. You're welcome to the show. From now till 10 a.m. I have goodies up my sleeve, and so you want to stay and sit and stay, buckle up and enjoy. I am here to inform and educate you, and of course we'll have some entertainment in there. There's a lot that has happened this week. I'd love to hear from you. Later on, in about a few minutes, I'll open the phone line so you can tell me what your thoughts are on the things that have happened. Adjoa Safo has been in the news. She's been speaking a lot. What do you think? The Black Stars face chat today here in Ghana at the Accra Sports Stadium. What are your predictions? Do you think the Black Stars can do magic? Do you think they will, that magic one? Do you think the president's visit to them has re-energized them to give us the goals that we desire? Then there was a raid. Well, was it a raid? Well, it was a legal search of the former Bank of Ghana's residence, and there was a disabling of CCTV cameras. Government communicators have come out to say that, well, it was a legal search. However, the former governor of the Bank of Ghana says some items and monies were stolen from his residence. What are your thoughts on it? I'd love to hear from you. But before that, let me motivate you. Our motivation this morning is from Mother Teresa, who says, it's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. And so it's not about how much you're supporting the Black Stars, but how much love you're giving the Black Stars so they can give us that victory. Then we can head to the World Cup in 2026. So that's our quote for this morning. Let's help you improve your English language writing as we can. And on Fridays, we bring you a compilation of all the words that we brought you throughout the week.
Here is a recap of the words we brought you this week. On Monday, we brought you guilt. On Tuesday, we brought you a nerve. On Wednesday, we brought you estranged. And on Thursday, we brought you incognito.
So that's a compilation of the words we brought you this week. I'll make sure that every weekday you stay with us as we help you improve your English language writing and speaking. It's a wet morning. Yensakakra. There's a lot that's been happening this week. There was a search of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison's house. And then during the search, there was disabling of CCTV cameras. And then during that particular search, the former governor says some items, including monies, were stolen. That's coming up on Inside Out. On Inside Out this morning, we are asking you what's on your mind. What are the thoughts? What are your thoughts on the things that have happened this week? The NPP says party members should desist from speaking ill about the party, especially in the media. I'm sure this is coming on the back of Adwoa Safo's pronouncements during the week on certain things that happened to her while she lost her elections, and going forward, who she thinks must lead the NPP to victory in 2028. And then the government has renewed its fight against Galamsey. Government says that we are revoking all licenses that were issued after December 7. What are your thoughts? The phone number is on your screen. Let me hear from you. What's on your mind? All right, so these are the things that we're discussing on Inside Out. You know that on Fridays, we bring you what's on your mind. So the number is on your screen. Call us. Let's hear from you. What do you think on the issue of Adwoa Safo speaking publicly in the media? What are your thoughts on it? The number is on your screen. Please call us and let's hear from you. It's 0532961218. Call us and let's hear from you. And then the issuance of licenses after December 7. Government says a lot of these things were rushed, and so it is imperative that they be revoked, so proper diligence is done, so that if there's a need for reissuance of these licenses, then it is done. And then there was the NPP who says it is just a lazy approach to fighting Galamsey, especially with the Blue Water Guard initiative. Do you think it is a lazy approach to fighting Galamsey? Do you think the renewed efforts to fighting Galamsey will yield results for us? Call us, let's hear from you. 053-296-1228-0264-4809036. We have our caller. Hi, caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm doing very well, sir. How are you too? My name is Mohammed. What's your name?
What is your? It's not.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. What's your name and where you're calling me from?
Alaji Bini.
Okay. Talk to me, Alaji.
Let's extend migration. I'm Muslim and people out so far so far.
Okay.
When you look at that, the Sarah Adwoa Safo comment, I think Sarah Adwoa Safo, you need to respect Ghanaians. Because when I listen to interviews she makes, saying that they did not up of the people for the lady. So everybody knew very well that they bring some different women to the chamber. And that woman, and you say you are the one. And you cannot help us all. Just speak through to the people. You are not the one who said with the chamber. You are not the one who said with the chamber. And why are you come out to throw that into our eyes? So when you look at this, and you ask yourself questions, and if they look at like we are fools. We don't know our left and right. So when you are ready to tell the people true, just tell the people true. But what caused NPP defeat is that they don't have character, good character, and nobody can speak to in NPP. So when you talk about we shouldn't blame Dr. Mahmoud, we will blame Dr. Mahmoud, but when Dr. going around lying to people, did you tell government you should stop lying to people?
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Laji, all the way from Savlugu.
Okay.
he says that we will blame, Ajosafo was saying that Dr. Bawumia should not be blamed, but they will blame Dr. Bawumia for the loss of the NPP. But what are your thoughts? What do you also think? Should Dr. Bawumia be blamed? What was his role in governance that contributed to the loss of the NPP in 2024? Let's hear from you. We have another caller. Hi, caller. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling me from?
Hello, good morning, Lily.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Christian calling from Kaswa.
If you can speak a bit louder for me so I can get you.
Okay. I'm Kofi calling from Kaswa.
Okay, Kofi, talk to me.
Okay. The way people are bashing on yourself, it's just uncalled for, because
okay,
you could see clearly that she's got a lot on her chest and she needs to let it out. And she stated emphatically that there was a character assassination, so she needed to clear the air. And then she's not doing anything to put the party in trouble or something like that. She's just trying to let people know what exactly transpired when she wasn't in Parliament for some time, and then everything that went on. So I don't think she's doing anything to put the party in a big mess. I just think just letting things out. So we are in a free world now, so let's just give her some
right. Okay, Kofi, thank you very much. Kofi says that the people that are lambasting Ajosafo, whatever they're saying is uncalled for. It's a free world, and so she should be allowed to speak her mind freely. But mind you, she belongs to a fraternity. She belongs to a party, and the party is governed by rules. But what are your thoughts? Let me also hear from you. I have another caller online. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Happy Friday to you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Ali Dugalwe, calling from the northern region.
Okay, Salifu, talk to me.
Yeah. For Ajosafo, I think she has every right to express herself. And for the blame, they can't unfortunately blame Bawumia alone. The blame is on every entity sympathizer and those leaders who were in power then, through their arrogance that led them to opposition. I don't think they should only blame Bawumia. They should blame the whole party. And those who said Mahama is taking a lazy approach in fighting the galaxy, what was the then seriousness they were using to fight in galaxy? What when they were in power? So they should give us a break and let him do his work. Good morning.
Thank you very much for calling us and telling us what's on your mind this morning. We do appreciate it. I have another caller. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. What's on your mind?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Come again?
My name is Godwin, calling from Boko.
Okay, Godwin, talk to me.
Yes, I just want to send two greetings before I can proceed. I want to send a good morning to my big brother, Benjamin Atwase. That is the Deputy Regional Communication Officer of the NDC for the region.
Okay.
And then Professor Robert Akuga Nablem. Yes, I'm sending good morning to them. So I have to do with the Ajosafo issue.
Okay.
But the party has gotten rules that each and everyone has to follow. And when you consider Ajosafo issue, but it's like they are paining her too much. We know they are supposed to whip them online, but it's like they're too hard on her. They are too hard on her. So that moves us back to the impersonation that happens in Parliament. Ajosafo is telling us that she wasn't the one in Parliament the last time. So will Parliament be interested for the public to know who really sat on that Parliament that very day in the name of Ajosafo? To be in the best interest of Ghanaians to know whether our Parliament is really safe. As they said, people can sit on the public gallery and harm parliamentarians.
But I'm not sure. You say Ajosafo said she was not in Parliament on that day. Is that what you're saying?
No. He said he has a principle to hold regarding the e-lady voting. Yes, so that means she wasn't the one.
No, but she has stated emphatically that she was the one, just that she opposed to the passage of e-levy. These are two different things, sir.
Well, I didn't get here properly there. But if that is so, yes, if that is so, then I think it's just a cover up. We all know it's just a cover up. Yes, for the love she has for the party. Then that's right. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, caller, for speaking to us. I have my final caller. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Schneider. I'm calling you from Ashaiman.
Your name again?
My name is Schneider.
Schneider. Okay, calling from Ash City, Ashaiman. Okay, talk to me.
Ashaiman, yeah. My good morning to you and to the people of Ashaiman. I just want to say a few things to Honorable Ajosafo. I think she should know that she belongs to a political party, and the party is bigger than everybody. When you belong to an association, you sometimes need to take a bit caution of what you say outside, and even in companies, every company has its ethics, what you can do or what you can say outside the company. The party has lost an election. All members have been directed to channel their belief and whatever you think that it has might cause the party. And as a former MP, a former minister, a former deputy majority leader, I think she should know better where to send grievances to for it to address. I don't think it would be fair for her to bring the party dispute, and it is even against the party rules, bringing the party into dispute and bringing the name of the party to public ridicule. It's not nice. I think she should still to be talking to jumping from radio station to radio. It doesn't help the rebuilding of the party. So that is my only advice to her.
All right, Schneider, thank you very much. So that's Schneider from Ashaiman. That's it for the course this morning. Unfortunately, I cannot take more calls. But if you have more thoughts, you can share with us on our various social media pages. We'd love to hear from you. Our social media pages are all active. Let's tell you what's up with the Black Stars on Sports Chat. Something interesting is happening here. The man who's always outside has a Bible and a calculator.
Yeah. So really, I've come with the word of God, calculations, and songs. So no matter where Black Stars they pass this morning or this evening, you're cooking up. So do you want me to start with a verse or you want me to start with the calculations?
Please start with the word of the Lord.
The word of the Lord. So let's go to Numbers 13 verse 2.
Okay.
Numbers chapter 13 verse 2. And it says that, I'm here. Then the Lord said to Moses, send men to spy out the land of Canaan. Yeah. So we actually have that verse now. It says, send men to spy out the land of Canaan. This time, the land of Canaan is America. Which I am giving to the people of Israel, to the people of Ghana. From each tribe of their fathers, so the tribes, or so the every tribe. So for this one, the word of the Lord has come to us. When I was sleeping, when it was raining, I was actually sleeping, and then I heard it. Numbers 13 verse 2, and I checked. I was like, what? This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Yes. So no matter what. The Canaan, in fact, there's even Canada there. You see, it's even rhyming. Canada
and America.
We will go. So that is the word of the Lord today. And we are telling the Black Stars that no matter what, as for the USADA, because the Lord has promised us that He is actually giving it to us.
Okay.
And for the calculations, You know, on Wednesday, I told you about the table, and then you were like, you were not too optimistic. The Lord has done it for us.
Hey, finally.
Yes, Comoros lost. So Ghana, we were actually third yesterday because Madagascar won on Wednesday, and yesterday on Thursday, Mali beat Comoros for us. 3 goals to nothing. So it means that Ghana moved second. We have 9 points. So when you look at the PMEs and games played, so all these teams have played 5 except Ghana and then Chad. So when we play our game today, we go top. Then we just need to win all our games and qualify for the World Cup. Simple and short. So that is the calculation. So when I take my calculator now and I put it on, and Ghana 9 points plus 3, I had 12. It's yes, Romo. We don't want to do any other calculation.
So we just need a point.
No,
we just need a goal.
But you see, let's go more. Chad, like them no good. I heard something. I'll tell you off air.
Because they are in town, so that they will not hear.
I'm sure they're watching now on. They are watching GHOne now in their hotel rooms. Yes. And I don't want to say that.
Exactly.
So we just need to beat Chad convincingly and then go top 12 points. As simple as that. We have the word of God and the calculations. Now let me ask you your favorite Black Star song. What's your favorite Black Star song?
Oh, that's by my former boss, Talal Fatal. Come on, Black Stars, Ghana.
Hey.
Come on, Black Stars.
So I have that song for you.
Oh.
Let's sing together.
Come on, Black Stars, Ghana.
Going straight to the top.
Black Stars.
Black Stars.
We go do. Black Stars. Do or die.
That's it. And my favorite is Ghana Black Stars.
President Mohammed.
Yes. And you know what Mohammed said? He said that he will come and watch the game. He will take time off to watch the game. But he's been told that he should eat before watching. So that's even for the president.
Anybody who wants to watch the match tonight, please make sure that you eat. You sati. That's what they say.
Yes,
before you watch. And yes, sir. Black Stars.
So before we go, let's watch Coach Otuado. Yesterday he was at the presser. He's apologized to Ghanaians for not qualifying us to the 2025 AFCON in Morocco. And then he believes that they'll redeem themselves. Of course, there are some injuries in camp, but then his team is ready to take on Chad tonight.
We had good training sessions. We have. I would also like to use this opportunity to thank the head of the state, our president, for his visits. Also the sports minister, who has been there almost watching all our training and supporting us, having really inspiring words. The same as our president and also former players visiting the ground, having really good talks with our player. And surely this is the support we need. As I can see, a lot of people here, and want to thank you in advance for supporting us. Really appreciate it after this bad qualifiers that you still believe in us and still supporting us. This maybe should be said. And I have a very good feeling. The boys are doing well. Surely we had some issues with injuries again. But nowadays there are so many games in the world. There's so much intensity that it's kind of normal that a lot of injuries occur. So, but we still have a very strong squad together. Really good. Really impressive. Some new players, and I'm really excited to see them playing.
The way the whole country, we're saying that we're bringing back the love. We want to cheer you on. We want to have a renewed love and support for the Black Stars because you've broken our hearts one too many.
Yeah.
But I have been very indifferent about the Black Stars.
Yeah.
But interestingly, today my love for the Black Stars is back.
Even for the president to visit them on the pitch
during training.
Yeah, it tells you that he knows that. Yes. And we're going to have live commentary on Star FM at 7 p.m. on Ultimate FM in Kumasi and Empire FM in Takrady, as well as Zeps FM in Zebila. So it's going to be interesting, and we're going to be actually at the stadium at 1 p.m. to bring live proceedings.
Pre-match,
from the stadium on the game. So they should keep watching.
So the match starts at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. But don't come there at 7.
Yeah,
because for the first time in a very long while, the tickets are being sold at the center. So you can't pre-order, or you get to some of the Shell stations and then get it there. So if you come around 7, much unless you listen on Star FM.
Anyway, but Star FM will be outside.
But predictions for today?
I just want them to win.
Yeah, say one crowd.
You see, one goal project, we know, but I just want the Black
Stars. It's better than nothing.
So that people feel that, at least, running behind them was not in vain. Yeah. But we'll be outside.
Yes, we're actually outside.
Thank you very much. That's Jones, ADZI, with the sports chat. Let's tell you how the newspapers, the front pages are looking like this morning. GHOne TV. It's now time for the weekly review. The usual suspects are here. Wilberforce Asare, he is political editor for Asase Radio. Mohammed is managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Pretty shortly, Ibrahim Al-Hassan will join us. But a lot of things have happened in the media this week. There was a search of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana's house where CCTV cameras were disabled. And then, according to Dr. Ernest Addison, some items were stolen, including monies. Government has renewed its fight against Galamsey. It says all licenses issued after December 7 have been revoked. And then the NPP is also in the news. Sarah Joseph has been speaking. The party says it has issued a directive that nobody should speak ill of the party in the media. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you?
We are trying.
You're trying. How's the fasting going?
Oh, yes. It's always good to be alive to do. Yes, fasting is one of the pillars of Ramadan. It's one of the pillars of Islam. It's very critical. Therefore, when if you are well, you are obligated. You are under obligation to fast for 30 or 29 days. So we are on it. Today is the 21st day. Hopefully we are left with 9 days to go, and we hope to, God willing, we will finish and finish well.
Poco a poco, you are ending it.
Yes.
Wilberforce,
you are not asking me how the fasting is going.
Are you fasting? or you are fasting the Christian way?
Well, we are trying.
Are you in solidarity?
We are trying.
Are you done with the Lent? Is it Lent or is
Lent,
Catholics?
The Catholics. I'm not a Catholic, but we join. We all participate. Okay. I have a Reverend Father who sends me everything happening on the Lent issues almost every morning. This morning, I think he sent me something. I haven't read it yet. Yes, so day 15 of the Lent challenge. So yes, what do you gain by hating one another? Why do you plot evil against your neighbor who trusts in you? And all that. So today's challenge is to take a step towards healing and reconciliation by reaching out to the person you don't like. May God grant us the grace we need for today. And that is the Lent message for today.
This is the word of the Lord.
Yeah, every morning the Reverend Father sends it to me.
Okay.
So
quite an interesting one. But let me start with you on the search of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison's house, and the alleged disabling of CCTV cameras, money stolen, certain valuables also stolen. I know you want to have a bite at cheering the Black Stars. Do you?
Oh yes. No matter how much they've disappointed us, we still can't afford not to support them. Yeah, so they represent Ghana, no matter how you look at it. Yeah, so you may not be happy with their output and their performance in recent past, but once they are in action for the whole of Ghana. So we have to support them. I think I heard the president saying that he has difficulties watching football matches also. Do you recall what the president said? He said he said something. He said he doesn't have the.
Is it Black Stars? Or is that
no, I think it was not Black Stars, but it was football.
He has this phobia.
No, is it phobia? Tension or something of that sort. So, but he says no matter how it is, he's going to try and watch. I think he said he was going to go to the stadium.
Yes, he'll be at the stadium tonight. Yeah.
So we support them. There's very little we can do about it.
Are you hopeful they'll give us goals?
Yes.
Enough goals?
Yes, I think so. I think they will. And people don't know that I'm a football person, but I really love football.
I never did too.
I have been very, very attached to the Black Stars, like all my young adult life. I've been very attached to the Black Stars, and so I will hardly miss a Black Star game. Hardly would I not watch a Black Star game.
But I think in the past few years, because of the challenges that they have had, sometimes, and then life also has also happened. So sometimes when there's a football match, I am writing a story. So what can you do about it?
But adulthood.
Yes. But I believe today we'll watch them.
Yeah.
Today is what time is the match?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. 7 p.m. now, because I have a class bill here. Okay, so we'll see.
I know. But Ibrahim Alhassan has also joined us. Ibrahim, how are you?
I'm good. And media, you can ask me about the fasting.
It's clearly telling on Ibrahim's face.
Yeah. So we've done the final corner.
You've turned the final corner.
The real corner. So that's when you expected to be so much dedicated to midnight prayers and standing and supplications and here and there. And so we wish every Muslim fasting a very strong end, because it's very important that you end strongly. Yes. So basically that's it. On the Black Stars, I'm a football fan. In fact, not just a football fan, I played football. At the point, I was the captain of my school.
Okay.
Yes, I did. But something happened. So we're on the field training every morning, and your colleagues are in the classroom learning. So I did the maths and realized that chances of me making it in life as a footballer compared to see, that's the point. You see, you can be a good player, but they were better players. I look at their lives and they had not made it that much. They were better players,
but they are not made it.
Exactly. And then me, so I look at it and said, okay, so I weighed the options and went back to the classroom, and that was it. I'm talking about senior high school, and so I think that development must be checked, where the sports, the athletes are on the field training, and others are in the classroom studying. It cannot be either or. Okay. It's a system that we've been running over the years. The teaching and then learning will not stop for people who want to do sports. You just have to make a choice. I chose books.
and it served you.
If you had played the football by now, it would have helped though.
No,
I was also a footballer.
Okay.
I played football. I'm left.
Yes.
I'm left-handed and left-footed.
Yeah.
So I used to play football when I was in the stairs in my area. Anybody who knew me in Nima and all that stuff, I used to play football day, afternoon, and night.
Wow.
I used to go to the Lebanon house with my Lebanese friends who were living around Nima, around the president's house. Nima police station. And we used to play football in the evening at the Lebanon house. And the Lebanon house, we were playing actually on concrete.
Yes.
Because that's how it was. But I used to play football morning, afternoon, evening.
Wow.
And I loved playing football. So I was just like you. But my parents actually stopped me from pursuing football. Only for us to grow up to realize that people were turning millionaires.
It was such a lucrative career. But it was a lucrative career with a short lifespan.
Very. So on the Black Star, so yes, we had this player called Papa, and anybody and everybody watching us from Asante Atim Jaso will remember his name. The best footballer that town has ever produced. He went for trials in Italy and what have you. He did not make it as a footballer. So to us, that was the
benchmark.
Exactly. If Papa of all footballers in this vicinity
did not make it,
then
whom am I?
we went for the books. For the Black Stars, yes, I agree that I'm indifferent. See,
I used to be the whole of the week, but today I have this renewed love for the Black Stars.
It's Chad. We will beat Chad, obviously, but just by how many goals? Because as it stands now, we need the goals. We need the goals.
Oh, but as it stands now, we've 10 calculators.
Exactly.
If we get 3 points, we'll sit atop the table.
Oh yes, but then you need the goals to cushion you, because in the end, Comoros is there, Madagascar, and everybody is
Mali
now
is also
not
in there.
Exactly, and so we wish them well. The enthusiasm is not as much as it's used to. They've disappointed us over the years. You heard the president say that he's been advised to eat before going to the stadium. Yes, many people will do that. Many people are a bit indifferent. Let's see, they should redeem themselves. It's as simple as that. The president equally mentioned that the dedication with which they play at the club level they should exhibit the same dedication. I think that's spot on. If they do, we might be home and dry.
Lady, I have not played. I did not play football. I used to run.
Oh, wow.
I used to be run, but
your height.
Yeah, that didn't also last. But I'm a lover of football. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to say number one thing I love in my life. But I'm a football enthusiast, and I love my clubs: Manchester United, Kotoko. The best club.
How can you be a Manchester United fan and be Kotoko?
The best club in Ghana.
Please, the best club is Hearts of Oak. Undoubtedly.
The best club in England is Chelsea.
Debut.
The records in Africa do not show that Hearts is the best in Ghana. In fact, Kotoko is the best even in Africa.
We hear you.
So,
we hear you.
And then I love football, and our prayers are with Black Stars. The only thing is, the last time they played against Niger, myself and my very good friend Yaobi Menu, we got VIP tickets. We got to stadium. We didn't get VIP to sit. We had to run looking for a popular stand to sit.
Wow.
Why?
Because the place was full, even though that is the structure of the.
Why is this game being played?
At the Accra.
Accra, yeah.
Yes, we got there. Our seats. They placed VIP tickets, we couldn't enter. Oh. So that is it. But I am optimistic that we'll beat Chad today.
We will?
The president should be rest assured. As IB said, they need to redeem themselves. We cannot afford to lose out the USA, Canada, and Mexico.
Especially Canada. Especially
Ghanaians will curse them for life.
When is the World Cup? It's 2026.
26.
Yes. So they cannot afford to
disappoint us.
Today it's a must-win game.
Yeah.
Some people have put they are going to Mexico and America on that World Cup.
They don't even want USA.
They just want Canada.
Because Trump is apparently misbehaving. So Canada is good. Even when he said he was imposing taxes on Canada, Mexico, Canada responded and he backtracked. So Canada is the best place to go. So I beg, Blaster players, today don't let millions of Ghanaians down. Who will be today? I'm not sure what I experienced the last time. I'm not sure today I'll be
at the stadium,
but I will watch, and I am optimistic that they will win this game.
Yeah. The investors are equally very hopeful.
Yeah. The investors are
those who are doing the betting.
Yes.
They are the investors.
Yes, they are the investors.
Okay. and hopefully, I don't know, but unfortunately, their betting tax will still be deducted.
No, for now, yes, they will have to pay.
They have to pay.
Yeah.
Subsequently,
in a few days' time, they will not. Their winnings will be
intact, so they can take away.
Our prayers are with blasters.
Okay. We advertised, just by way of information, we advertised that we're going to interview Sarah Adjasafo, former Member of Parliament for Dom Kwabenya, this morning, but unfortunately that interview will not come on. We'll communicate a later date when she reappear on the show. So that's by way of some information going out to you out there, our viewers and the general public. But let's talk about the... Aldo, were you surprised?
About what?
Were you surprised about her not turning up?
Here? Oh, I'm not surprised at all, because you see, the party has issued a statement cautioning party members from airing their grievances in the media. And Honorable Adjasafo appears to be going against that directive, because he's gone to about 3 or 4 radio stations and TV stations so far. And she has spoken, and that has apparently landed her in some trouble. The party has actually dragged her to the disciplinary committee, and you will see. She has also responded, though, that the party officers, the national officers, have no right to gag anybody, because they themselves have a lot to answer.
Does this constitute gagging?
It is not. People have described it as gagging. Any political party, MPP has just come out of very terrible election. I would say a humiliating defeat. It's never happened to that tradition, and therefore, many people have a lot to say about what might have contributed to the defeat. And so, if you open the the opportunity, if you give the opportunity to people, people will say all manner of things, accusations, and some may not be true and all that, and that may lead to some cracks in the party. So the party is saying, look, if you have anything to say, any grievances, there is a committee that has been set up, Professor Okwe's committee. Yeah. You should appear before that committee and put your grievances before the committee. In fact, the committee is requesting that anybody who has anything at all to say can put it on paper and present it to them, and they will put it together. And it's a way of ensuring that the party gets together. It's just an election. Elections are won and lost. If you have lost an election, it's not the end of your life. It is another election to be contested, and therefore the party is in a position to gather information as to how it performed so badly in the last elections, and that's what they are doing. So that if you are a party member, a loyal party member, and the party has given directive that you should not air your grievances, I think you should respect that. If you go contrary to the party's directives, the party has every right to sanction you based on the constitution of the party, and that's what they are doing. Look, the last election, if you were to give reasons why MPP lost, there will be thousands of reasons, and everybody has many. I have many reasons. I have many reasons why I think the party.
Are you able to state a few?
No, not on air, because I am a journalist, but I'm also a card-bearing member of an MPP. Okay. So I follow party's instructions, directives, and all that, and therefore I am not in the position to. Some of us met the Okwe committee last week, and we aired our grievances. Why we feel that what contributed to the loss, the party's loss. So
that doesn't include neglect of the media.
In fact, that featured prominently.
It probably was on top of the list.
That was a priority area.
Yes. I am a media person, I should. What affected me in the lead up to the election, I should be able to voice it out. And I think that it was a major issue that we discussed. And going forward, the party will have to learn bitter lessons. They want to actually look. You cannot. Media has a lot to do in any endeavor, and if you don't respect the media, they'll probably bury you. The media has a lot to do in anything that you do. If you disrespect the media, you'll be in trouble. And it was one of the issues that we raised to the committee. Myself and maybe my other colleagues will also speak for themselves. And I don't want to mention names.
Are you in any way suggesting Wilberforce?
Well, he will speak. So that is it. I am not surprised that the nation has been cancelled. I think that if you had allowed her to come for the program, you would have also been complicit as a station, because even though you will not be at fault, because it is her responsibility not to talk at this material moment. So you will not be at fault too much, but people say that, but why did the EIB network, why did they invite this person when she has been dragged to the disciplinary committee?
Well, it is for her to say yes or no.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. We are in the
I'm saying that the responsibility lies squarely. She has to bear that responsibility. So, I think it's in the right direction. You cannot allow anybody to be saying it doesn't happen in any civilized political party that you allow people to talk the way they like. No, the party has a constitution. They have rules and regulations governing it. Therefore, everybody, right-thinking member of the party, must respect those rules, and that's what the party wants to ensure, wants to insist on. So it's not gagging at all. At the appropriate time, when the committee, and I know the report will not be made public because it's for the consumption of the party. The party to judge a path that will lead you to the next election, 2028. Look. We are in 2025, but 2028 is not very far. So if you are a political party and you have won election and you are misbehaving, if you are a political party that has lost an election, you are misbehaving, you feel it in the next election. So at least in order, the party is on the right path.
Well, do you think, you say that 2028 is not fair. Do you think this can hurt the party?
This one, no. Which one?
She's not the only one.
Which one?
The things that are coming from members of the party about how the party lost, why the party lost, and airing their grievances.
No, why the party lost is not the problem. It is the way you put it. You cannot be attacking individuals in the manner that she formulated. And that's what the party wants. If you attack somebody that the person might have done ABCD, the person has every right to also respond. And in responding, there might be some problems. And that's what as for talking, you can talk. We've been talking about MPP's defeat, even on this show.
Yeah.
Are we not? But we are not attacking people. We are not saying this person caused the defeat, this person did this person did that. So if you are talking, as for discussions, people discuss why the party lost, but attacking personalities, targeting personalities, if you engage in that kind of accusation, it will not augur well for the party. And I think that is what the party wants to prevent.
Okay. Wilberforce.
Well, so, there's a scripture reference in Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, which says that, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Okay.
So, for everybody who is speaking, what you speak, it is out of what is really inside your heart.
Yeah.
That is what you are speaking out of your mouth. So, as I speak right now, I'm speaking out of the abundance of my heart. you understand? So Sarah Adjoa is speaking out of the abundance of her heart. But to what end? Because for every communication, it is to a certain end.
Sure.
So for the things that she's saying, it is to what end? You were made a minister. You're supposed to supervise a ministry. You were supposed to work with someone. The person was giving you challenges. The best thing to do is to go to the appointing authority. Actually, when it is a government, the appointing authority is the president. It doesn't matter who. If you can't get to the president, there's a chief of staff. There's a vice president. Report and get a solution. But if you didn't do all that, and then after the fact, you come to tell us that I was trying to do this, somebody said this, you know my connection, this, to what end? Especially at this time when you have lost an election and you are doing a post-mortem. You have not actually finished with the post-mortem. So, even if you had anything to say it to the body that is making the post-mortem. And then, when you have finished and you come up, all of you settle and then move on, move forward. So, I think that her engagement in the media was, media, we like the news.
And we like to listen.
Yes, so if you make yourself available to be the news, the media will chase you. So she went to one station, everybody wants to talk to her, even including the station where I work. They wanted to talk to her. And that's because you have offered yourself to make the news. Everybody's looking for news. So I think that it is good that the party has issued a statement and said that everybody keep quiet. There is a post-mortem going on. Go before the post-mortem committee and vent. Those media people who went to the committee, like Audu is saying, they were invited. And I believe when they went, Audu was there. I wasn't there, but Audu was there. I believe when they went, they vented out their anger. I was told, I've been informed that it was a free-for-all talk.
Okay.
So everybody can go before the post-mortem committee.
For all, out of the abundance of
out of the abundance of your heart. Okay. Go and speak. So what Sarah is saying on the media, she's supposed to go to the committee and say it. In fact, I'm told that when Audu and his friends were there, other members of the MPP came there. They have actually started and written a whole book. And they came to present the book to the committee. That this is the reason why we think we lost.
Okay.
So every
is it upon invitation or you can request to be there?
The party has
the party has given invitation to.
Has issued it.
Yes, they've issued invitation to everybody, even CSOs, the candidates who contested their presidential primaries, and all. Everybody has, and that's because, like I said, it is a post-mortem. If you are if you're a political party, you go to a crucial election and you lose, you do a thorough inner search. So you open your doors to your enemies and your friends. Right. Because your enemies will be able to tell you some things that probably your friends will not be able to tell you. Sure. Yes, so that's what is happening. That's why Sarah can go there and they will give her a beautiful seat. They will serve her with some biscuits and some drinks and some water. And
this man appears to know.
And then what they say. And then
how are you able to know the details?
I got information.
Yes,
I'm saying that I'm a journalist. I have a lot of information.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a lot of information. I'm telling you, they'll give everything.
Were you there? Did you visit the committee?
Okay.
So did you visit the committee?
No.
Actually,
are you going to?
I will.
Okay. Actually told him a lot.
You told him a lot.
I think he's giving out too much.
We need to gag you at this
point. So they'll give you everything.
But at least they give biscuits.
Yes, biscuits.
Take the biscuit because I'm fasting.
Oh yeah, he didn't take the biscuit because of fasting. But
isn't that they have a time they close? Maybe next time if you have more.
But I know other people. I know other people who took the biscuits, like Godina Saribediako. He chewed all the biscuits, and then he actually carried the drink with him when he was leaving. So I know all of them.
Your information is gone.
Yes. So that's why I'm wondering why you say you haven't been there, but you have so much concrete. Well, we're journalists.
Former Nyame. Why? Former Nyame. Yeah, former Nyame. So Sarah should go there. They will afford her all the necessary cordialities to vent. She can vent, talk, and they'll be writing. And they'll be writing everything you are saying and recording everything you are saying.
Well,
is it in her interest to appear before a committee whose chairperson she doesn't trust?
Well, it's unfortunate.
The chairperson is not the only member.
And if you say you don't trust, what does it mean? Professor Michael Quay was member of parliament for Dom Kwabenya. And it was Adjoa Safo that took over from him. And then subsequently, Professor Michael Quay's son wanted to also come up and take over. One thing led to another. He became the candidate, went for the elections and couldn't win. In parliament, somebody will take over from somebody. Sure. And that is the reality. One of my very good friends in the NDC, ABA Fuseni,
yes,
somebody took over from him.
Yeah.
I personally think that Fuseni brought all kinds of excitement to political discourse, and that he should have remained in parliament and even on the floor of the house. But somebody has taken over from him. And so somebody will take over from somebody.
The guy is a worthy substitute.
Exactly.
I listened to him on the budget.
Yeah.
I think he did extremely well.
You see? So I have not even taken notice of that. But I'm just saying that someone will take over. So for Adjoa Safo, somebody else has taken over from her. The person is in the NDC. And so to what end? How angry can you get? You understand? Because at the end of the day, if you fought over the thing with them and then the person you were fighting ended up not even getting it. It went somewhere else. And so I think the committee, Professor Michael Quay is not the only member of the committee. I am reliably informed that when the journalists went to the meeting, the committee members were about 8 or so.
Oh, there's another professor.
There are professors, there are doctors, there are lawyers, and all kinds of people on the committee. So, really, there's nothing to. If Professor Michael Quay can even say that, okay, I'm recusing myself, come and vent, I'll not be there. And there will be somebody else. There's a secretary. There's somebody else who's doubling as the deputy chair and all that. So it's not really an issue. She can't go and vent. And I'm telling you for a fact that I know several persons in the MPP who are angry, who are disappointed, have all gone to the committee and communicated their displeasure. So I just will not be an exception.
Do you think she felt she would not be heard enough? Because during the time she was absent, some leading figures in parliament in her caucus said she was sabotaging the party. And so probably she felt that, well, maybe the world can hear me better instead of my own party.
Well, she may have a point. She may have a point because obviously her absence in the past, in the Akufo-Addo II administration, went a long way to hurt the Akufo-Addo administration. No doubt about it. You know the circumstances surrounding which she was brought from wherever she was to come and participate in the e-levy vote. And today she's telling us that she didn't even vote. That was a government that needed to function, had a parliament that the majority was only one. The difference was one vote. But the government needed to function for the sake of the people. And you were absent. It was hurting the government. I mean, can she also look at it that way? That this was a tight race, tight parliament, and my absence was hurting the government, and for that matter, hurting the country. Can she also think about it that way? As much as you want to be personal, you want to be self-looking, also think about the greater good. You know, so this thing, I think that we need to let things lie low. The party says that everybody stop talking. Not that don't talk for the party or don't talk about the party, but don't go out there venting your anger. And this is because we know that we are angry. We know that you are disappointed. We know that things didn't go well. But we are doing a postmortem. We are trying to find out why. So go to the appropriate place and tell us your why. And then after that, we'll aggregate it and then move forward with it. But while that process is going on, if we allow everybody who is angry to be talking on the radio, even in the NDC, which has formed government now, you think everybody is happy in the party?
Obviously not.
Not everybody who wants a position has gotten one. But the NDC has some kind of a mechanism that is able to bottle everybody up so that even if you are aggrieved, go to the appropriate quarters and hardly would you see real NDC people venting their anger about the party the way MPP people do. Hardly would you see NDC people doing that. But in the NDC...
Are you by then suggesting that Kweku Anyodoho is not a hard NDC guy?
No, I mean, Kweku Anyodoho is a different case that we can talk about. But I'm saying that you look at the rank and file of the NDC. Okay,
well, it's probably the orientations of the two parties, and the ideology.
And you know,
liberal.
So the MPPs, everybody thinks I can go out. Everybody thinks I know my right. I have my right. I know what to do. And everybody,
I know book.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like if you are part of Ekuo.
Bukulong people.
Ekuo.
You are governed by rules. And
also Ekuo no. Then you must be ready to behave like the member of the Ekuo. So I think that the NPP guys have a reason to learn some of these things from the NDC guys, because they are able to. In fact, sometimes when you start even talking, one person in the party calls you, and it just calls everything down. In the case of the NPP, even when the general secretary has spoken and said, "Hold your guns," the same person comes and says, "Who is the general secretary to tell us not to talk?" Really? That's a lot of disrespect. Too much disrespect. So please, I'm happy that I'm sad that you can't get your interview, but I'm happy that she's not coming. Yes, at least yes. But I'm happy she's not coming. She should just keep quiet, stay calm, go and vent your anger at the committee level, or whoever else. You have access to everybody. Ajosafo has access to everybody in the New Patriotic Party. She can go to the former president's house. He can go to the former vice president's house. He can go to the party chairman's house. He can go to the general secretary. She has access. After all, she was a member of parliament. She served as a cabinet minister,
a deputy leader,
and deputy leader one time. So she has access. She can talk to the minority leader.
Many say that she's canvassing to be made to deputize Dr. Bawumia should he become candidate?
Oh.
Hey.
No.
Is that where it has reached?
Yes.
That would be far-fetched.
Well, I will not make a comment about that. The reason why I will not make a comment about that is that the past process that went on in the MPP in the choosing of a running mate told me that there are some things that you just it is better you leave it unspoken about. Yeah, because even the selection of a running mate for the last MPP election was acrimonious. The acrimony was too much.
See, the thing about that thing, I was always saying that the people who were interested behave like it was a contest and they were campaigning and doing amenities for something that is selective, or somebody will choose you and you go on campaigning and Charlie. Anyway,
I understand the party's posture in this. I understand the General Secretary's posture in this. He has a group to lead. He has an image to protect.
Sure.
He has a party to hold together. And so, if you look at the books of party management, there's just a page out of that book. So, I understand him. I equally understand the former Domkwabenya MP and the route she has chosen to vet. See, when a party loses power, many people think that it's only the party that needs healing. No, the individuals equally need healing.
No, individuals actually make up.
Exactly. So the party as an entity needs healing, but at the micro level, the individuals equally need healing. Now, Sarah Adwasafo, to make matters worse, was made the poster girl for the defeat of the NPP in the Domkwabenya constituency. That she refused to partake in the campaign activities of Professor Magokwe Jr. That her church members, her father's church members, decided not to vote or vote for the NPP's candidate. And that's how come the party lost the seat for the first time in the history of the constituency. Again, Adwasafo had endured some verbal tags that she was sabotaging the party. She was sabotaging government. And like I said, as at the time that happened, you could tell, you could tell that the people in government were equally frustrated. So government had a policy that he wanted to implement. Government had a budget that he wanted approved. But for some strange reason, there were challenges. And the challenges were that government could not marshal its numbers because Sarah Joseph was not available. I think that overtook the other aspect of looking at the situation, and that's what Sarah Joseph was going through. It was overlooked. It was overlooked.
Which is?
The fact that she was struggling with a condition, the fact that she had delivered, and the fact that
she lost the child.
Exactly. And then even at that time, she had not lost the child, but because there were some medical processes that were ongoing. The trauma that she was going through.
Did you know all this?
Yeah, I did. Then I sat here and I spoke about it.
In fact, she's
Dr. Admaku Kisi, the Nyansu member, sat in this same chair. And I mentioned the struggles that Adwasafo was going through. And so, yes, we also want to find out from Adwasafo, whenever the opportunity presents itself, as to how she communicated the struggle that she was going through. Yes, no two ways about that. How she communicated to the powers that be. Because initially, we were all blaming Akufo-Addo for keeping the office vacant for her. And I'm talking about the gender ministry. Because the public did not know the whereabouts of Adwasafo. Right? And so they were asking questions. The answers were not coming from the presidency. But what we knew was that the gender ministry was without a minister. And that's why I said that. You see, you can understand.
And Domkwabenya was without a representation.
And the constituency executives were shredding into her, going public, asking questions. And at the point.
So did they also know her condition at the time?
Good question. That's the point.
It suggests that they also didn't know, because these are the people you work closely with.
That's my point.
Exactly. So the point I'm making is that she's going through a healing process. The route she's chosen is that she wants to talk about it publicly. There is a marked difference between what she's doing publicly and what she could do when she goes before the committee. Going before the committee is like digging a hole and whispering your secret into it and then sealing it. Yeah, the adage will tell you that it will germinate, right? But it never germinates, right? So that's what the adage says, that if you dig a hole and you whisper a secret into it, the secret will germinate and people will get to know about it, right? That's the adage, and it remains an adage. But the reality is that the 2020 committee report of the NPP's victory, NPP won in 2020, we are now learning that the recommendations were not implemented. That document has just become public. And almost all the challenges that people are... It has become public now. I'm privy to it now. So, yes, you get a point. I've seen copies of the document. And if people have spoken to it, including Osechi Mensamozu has spoken to that document, indicating that if the recommendations had been implemented, the party might not have been here today. Now, let's put that one aside. The NDC did a similar thing and kept the document under wraps, albeit some aspect was leaked. The party was at pains to explain that the Kwesi Botchwey's report, those that found themselves into the media were not accurate and what have you. But from what we gather, the party instituted measures to address the concerns expressed in the report, including how even appointments are made. So the appointment you are seeing today is a product of the Kwesi Botchwey committee report, where there's now an appointment council or committee. So it's not just left to the flag bearer to decide who goes where. The party has a say. And so when you see many party young people being rewarded in parentheses, that is the product. And so the point I'm making is that, unfortunately, I can say that both Adwoa Safo and then the party are right. Both of them are right. Both of them are right. Unfortunately for the party, the message out there is that things were not done right. The party has lost. Instead of you to allow people to free their minds, you are seeking to stop them from speaking.
You don't free your minds in politics like that.
I'm coming. So that's the impression out there. And it's shared by no mean a person than OPK. You've seen what OPK's write-up.
I've seen his write-up,
Yes. That if there's anybody who deserves to be given unfettered opportunity to free her mind, it's Adwoa Safo. And that he himself went public to speak against her without privy to the details. Now he's regretted. Yeah, he said that. He said that. He regretted and he's apologizing to her.
Should Adwoa Safo not have made the thing she was going to open to her colleagues, then they would have been able to protect her.
I actually have a difficult comment to make about what Ibrahim is saying, but if I make the time, I'll say it.
Don't worry.
Like I said, I produced this show, and I remember Dr. Dixon Adoma-Hukisi, the former MP for Anyansojum, sitting here, and he's a medical doctor, and relating to the medical conditions Sarah Joseph was going through. Maybe that was a privileged information.
Okay. Ibrahim, sorry, let me catch you in there, but we are learning that fire has engulfed some shops in Kumasi. And several shops along the railway line behind the Hello FM near Kejitia. The cause of the fire remains unknown at this time, but we have our correspondent on the phone. Isaac Justice Bediako is our correspondent. Isaac, good morning to you. I don't know if to say it's a good morning, but tell us what you know at this time.
Well, Lily, I must say that at the moment, I can't respond this good morning because the news in Kumasi is not pleasant. Simply because this early morning, there have been a serious fire outbreak at the railway line just behind Hello FM building. And if you know Kumasi very well, within where the fire is surrounded by high-rise buildings. And so it's quite difficult for, firefighters to even go close to the fire to go and, manage the fire. And so at the moment they are here helpless. Their vehicle cannot move in because of the structures that have been built around particular center. And so within the railways line, the people are there watching the fire escalating into other facilities. At the moment, security is quite tight here, but there's nothing the firefighters can do about this fire. So it's still burning and, spreading into the other nearby storage building, direct opposite the Kumasi Central Market. That is where the fire is now spreading to, and it has entered into that storage building direct opposite the Kumasi Central Market. So thousands of people who have come to Kumasi to trade are just watching the market just going down. The flames are quite huge. There's nothing the firefighters can do. We are just here helpless watching them. And as people are sharing tears, millions of cities are going down in this fire outbreak. So people are just wailing, and there's little they can do to salvage their properties. Others who are not that close to the fire, they have been able to, pack some of their goods. But at the moment, it has escalated into a storage building, and it is just spreading. Firefighters are there. Before they can even go closer, what it means is that they have to throw their, pipes, the water and table. They have to stand on that storage building. But the flames that are coming, the smoke, it makes it difficult for them to do that. And so at the moment, we are just hearing blasting of things. Now, highly flammable things are in those shops. So they are just blasting, and the fire is just spreading across. Thousands of people are here. They are just watching, helpless. Nothing can they do about the fire. So it's still burning. It's still burning. And I am not sure of any casualty now. But at the moment, there's nothing that anything anybody can do to save this situation. So that is why we are all just here watching.
Isaac, do we really know the cause of fire? Some say that it is attributed to the erratic power supply. Is that the situation?
I cannot confirm that. A lot of rumors are going on. But Lily, from where I am standing, now a series of explosions are happening in here. I'm seeing the things, just flying in the smoke. Explosions, because where the fire has gotten to, they have highly flammable goods there. So they are just blasting, and, the flames are all over. The entire place is down, and the fire is still spreading. It's quite serious. It's very, very, very serious this morning. There's nothing these people can do. They are just helpless, and the properties are just going down.
Have you cited the police trying to provide security? Because from the videos that we're watching, we're seeing that people are trying to salvage their goods, even though the fire is pretty close to them.
Yes, some people are trying to do that. Those who are not that much close to the fire, where they saw it spreading, coming closer to where their shops are, they decided to do that. And after that, those who couldn't do this has just completely gone down. So that is the situation. Now, where the fire has gone to, as I told you, that's where we have highly inflammable goods. So it is just spreading. It is just spreading. The blasting of those things are too much. There is little they can do there. From where I am standing, I'm about 300 meters away to the fire, and I can even feel the heat coming from the area. It's not easy.
I do hope that you are keeping safe, though. Isaac, I do hope
I'm doing my best to protect myself here, because the situation is not pleasant. People are wailing on the ground. Millions of cities are gone. Police are here, and police personnel are here, trying to see that they will be able to protect lives and properties here, trying to control the crowd. But this might be the biggest fire outbreak that has ever happened in Kumasi Central Market. We have witnessed a number of fire incidents, but this one is serious. It is crazy, and there's little firefighters can do to salvage this particular fire incident.
You mentioned in a few minutes ago that firefighters are still helpless. Are they still helpless? Are they still looking for strategies to douse the inferno?
At the moment, the only thing they can do is to contain it. So they've been able to, create a way between Hello FM and Boss FM where the footbridge is. Okay. So what it means is that the fire cannot spread across the footbridge. So it is just burning and coming. So when it gets to where the footbridge is, it is believed that the fire will automatically stop because they have been able to create a way that those flammable things and the shops, they've been able to remove them from the way. So when it gets there, it will stop. But now it has entered into the 3-story building that is behind Hello FM, and the whole building is going down. More than 50 shops are in that 3-story building. In front of the building, they have shops. Then at the back of the story building, they have shops. And all these properties are going. These are shops that people use as hotels. So it is completely going down, and there's little anyone can do at this moment. From where I am standing, as I told you, about 300 meters away, you can hear the blasting and the heat coming. It is quite a serious situation at the moment.
All right, Isaac, thank you very much. Please ensure that you're safe out there as you bring us the reports from Edum, where fire has engulfed some shops there, and firefighters are helpless. They're trying to look for alternative means to douse the inferno. If you're commuting around there, please, you may probably want to look for alternative routes, or please ensure that you are safe. Quite an unfortunate incident. But before I let my guests in on a bite of this, please be informed that our scheduled interview with Sarah Adjoasa, for the former member of parliament for Dom Kwabenya, has been rescheduled. We will communicate a later date to you. So all of you out there who are asking questions, we do apologize that interview has been rescheduled. Thank you very much. Abby.
Yes. Sad story from Kumasi. Got wind of that on my way to work, and the videos were not pleasant at all, as you have just shown to viewers. It's unfortunate. Market fires again. I can tell you what's going to happen, right? So some people in authority will visit the affected. Pledges will be made.
Led by the Ashanti Regional Minister.
Yeah, some amount of money will be donated to them. The place will be reconstructed. In fact, unfortunately, these are not just sheds. These are stores, concrete stores. And so we cannot relate this to what just happened at Kantamanto, where we had just sheds, wooden sheds, and where we've always admonished them against this because it's highly inflammable. But then again, you talk about activities that take place in our markets, places. Really, it will shock you. People live there, people cook there, there's open fire, and then you wonder, is it that we are not alive to the reality that open fire in a marketplace is a danger that should never be entertained? See, our market women struggle to secure insurance because it's one of the riskiest insurance packages to provide. You can be rest assured that before the end of every year, there will be fire in one market or the other. So the insurance companies, they either extract huge premiums from the market women, or they don't venture there at all, because you know very well that there will be fire and then they will come and claim their insurance packages. What we can do as a nation is to restructure the way our markets are. See, market is not a residential place. It should not be place for cooking. You go to Agoblosi, you go to Makola, and there's a chop bar right in the middle of Kantamanto. And there's Obroniwa seller here. There is another Obroniwa seller there, and then another footwear seller, and there's open fire. It's a recipe for disaster, but for some strange reason, we seem helpless. And so, see, like I said, next year, we'll sit here, we'll talk about the same thing. Nothing will change. Let's just restructure and rewire.
Same script, different date and names.
Different date. It's sad. These are people's livelihoods. You can't blame those people who are trying to salvage whatever they can.
This is
their investment. And as they throw the things down, I am from Kumasi. I can tell you what's happening. There are thieves down there who are just almost so any man I want to say almost so whatever that has been thrown from the third floor, there are teams down there who are getting hold of them and they are running away with them.
And so there's nothing you can do.
What can you do?
By the time you come down from the third floor,
it's gone. Yeah. That's how unfortunate it is. Our hearts go out to them. Hopefully, lessons will be learned, and then we will ensure that we do things that could actually insulate our market from these fires.
How do?
Ghanaian fire, I don't see lessons are not learned. It's a recurrent phenomenon. And looking at the buildings, they appear, they look old. Therefore, the wiring within these buildings might not be that safe. And this might have caused it. I don't know the cause of the fire outbreak, but looking at the buildings, you think that it's a major issue. It could be an electrical problem. And Charlie, we can only say sorry. Look at the way the buildings are. You cannot blame fire service people from if they are not able to put out the fire within any meaningful record time, because you can't. There's no entry into the space, into the area, and this is the way our markets are structured. Our old markets are structured. I think the new markets that are being built, at least they are making way for some of these things. But it's so unfortunate for you to invest so much into your wealth, and one day, just one morning, everything is gone. Just Charlie. As for people, politicians will visit them. They say all manner of things. We'll do this, we'll do that. Probably donate something. The donation will also be fought over. They will fight over the donation. The market people will fight over it, and that will be the end of it. If you have no investment, you have no anything to come back, that will be the end of you. It's so unfortunate, but I don't know how we'll be able to stop these fires recurring. But it's been there all these years, and it's not stopping. This year alone, how many fires have we seen? Many fires in Kumasi itself. I think it's about second or third time in Kumasi, and it's happening all over. So we can only say, Charlie, sorry. We can only say, I mean, sometimes some of these I don't even know what to say, because it is something that we have spoken about. We have said about markets, how safe our markets are, and yet the authorities do not seem to be worried about these things. And the people occupying these shops do not also help themselves, as IB said. People cook, and they actually use electric. Some use electric stoves. So, in fact, the things that they use, electrical appliances that they use, may even be heavier than the wires that have been used to wire the whole building. So these are sometimes some of the problems. But Charlie, what can we say? We can only say to the affected people.
Well, so I think that the radio station, the Hello FM radio station, has been shut down. Because they were the first, obviously, to report because of the closeness. The fear I have about these images we are seeing is these kind of markets. I hope there's no explosive stuff.
That's what our correspondent was mentioning, that there are shops that have explosives.
But that's why he said the whole place. He was saying that there'll be markets, there'll be fires, but this is probably the biggest. Probably the biggest. Means that even it's probably the pictures we are seeing might not be the whole thing. It will be heavier than what we are watching at the moment.
And it's a sad one. A friend of mine just texted me and said that her mom's shop is affected.
Oh no!
So you see how close. You see how close it is. Yeah. So sometimes when you see some of these things, you are thinking about.
It's far away from you.
Yeah, it's not far away from you.
It's not.
So
you have relatives who are affected.
I hope that the fire service people are able to help put out the fire, and then let's do something about our markets, because see, from this image I'm seeing, these buildings, first of all, they are old. Beyond the fact that they are old
buildings.
Beyond the fact that they are old, the construction is so tight.
Exactly.
That I wonder how fire service people are even going to get through with their tenders.
They are not able to
turn on the fire. So, anyway.
This is also a time for us to invest in. Even though we're admitting that our structures are not properly done, is it a time to also invest in sophisticated ways of fighting fire?
Well, this one, the only way we could have done it maybe some helicopters.
Exactly.
Some helicopters. I don't know. The police helicopters, are they able to do that? They should be able to get helicopters that will be able to, like we see in this what's the name? This
California.
California is a fire-prone state. Look, that's for them. Even sometimes I wonder, even winter cry, you see them when people are in winter, you see California alone, places getting fire, getting burnt. But they have these helicopters that they pour all manner of things, and they are able to at least. Ours are not even up to the California one. So if you have those kind of helicopters, we should be able to look. This is an investment that should be made, because it is worth it. If you have helicopters putting all this, if we had those kind of helicopters, who could easily put out this fire.
Can help stick the smokers.
With this one, as well, these are our, how do you call them?
Tenders.
Oh, Masa. I didn't know cry bedroom or cry. I was
going to say, do the tenders have water in them?
It is not actually their fault. Look, all the water hydrants, how do you call them?
Yeah, fire hydrants.
The water is where they fetch their water. Look, people have built and covered them and covered.
I remember as a child. I interviewed a fire officer, and I said, as a child, anytime I was playing, I would see.
You see them.
You see them, and boldly written in red. Yeah.
And then it's fast. They get the water and they are gone. These days, people have covered them.
Yeah. You don't see them.
You don't see them
invisibly anywhere.
So when they are looking, getting for water is always a problem for them. So we should not blame fire service people. It is the way we behave in this country.
Right.
The impunity and
anyway, let's move on and touch on Galamsey.
I thought we were going to.
We didn't talk about the invasion.
No, that one will be.
I will.
Okay, as for Galamsey, look, there's nothing much to talk about. They said licenses have been
and they've also launched the blue water guards.
Yes. These things are always done. They'll get some few jobs for some boys.
Jobs for the boys, huh?
Some few. It is good. They'll get something into their pockets, and it's good. But that will not end. At best, they will.
Is it about jobs for the boys? Or is it about tackling the critical issue?
Haven't you had something? What's the name?
Galam stop.
No. Is it about Galamsey, or I think that is just about keeping our water body? We have similar things along our rivers. What's the name? Zwell. We have things like Zwell and all that. Keeping our how do you call it?
Embankments.
Clean. This one, it is supposed to, because what I hear is about to protect our water bodies, right? Now, the Galamsey people, I don't know how these people, young guys, are going to be equipped to be able to fight these Galamseys if we don't stop Galamsey itself. Because these people, they will be there. If they will be guiding what? Protecting what? That's why I'm saying that, look, it is good to train them, but if you are training them, what kind of training have we given them? Are we going to ensure that they are able to fight and ward off these Galamseyers? If not, it will be like the people who will be walking around. You will see the people and they will be helpless. Even soldiers are helpless. Police people are helpless. You are bringing these people to do what? I don't know how they are going to work, but Galamsey is a major issue in this country. All governments have fought it since, at least in this Fourth Republic, from Rawlings' time up to now. Every government has fought Galamsey. It's getting worse, though. The president now, when he was campaigning, I think he or somewhere said he was going to use AI, artificial intelligence, to be able to artificial intelligence to be able to get those involved. I think that it is time that he deploys the AI to be able to, because these are human beings. So as I said, we have used soldiers, we have used police, Adiano and Kwesiaga. So it's good for these young guys to also police. Maybe they will give useful information to the right authorities to act on. But for them actively stopping Galamsey, I doubt it. If it is about watching the area and giving useful information, that is fine. And as I said, it is good to also put them in some kind of job. They will be doing something that may be useful. But in preventing Galamsey, I think that's not what it is.
And on the issue of the revoking of licenses?
Licenses are quite. It is the Minerals Commission that actually gives. There are some that will need the permission of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. But there are some, I think it is the Minerals Commission that gives the licenses. So if the licenses are not, I don't know why they are being revoked, whether they are not properly given or they've been given in areas that they are not supposed to be given. Maybe I do not see why that LI was done in, is it 2022, that people can mine in the forest. And it is not everybody though. It was supposed to be for some specific people or companies that should mine in forest. You know the funny thing about this forest thing, I think the white man knows that all our gold are in it. So they actually planted trees to protect the gold. You realize that the gold is actually in the forest. Those who are mining think that the gold is actually in the forest areas. That's why they want to enter there. When they get there, it's easy to get the gold. And I think that our colonial masters deliberately protected those areas with the forest, with the trees. So that
when they came, the forests were there. But the research showed that all of the country's forest reserves had mineral deposits.
Okay.
So it's not like they brought the forest.
They didn't bring
the forests were there.
They enforced it.
But the forest reserves beneath them were mineral resources.
Okay.
Yes. So across the country, everywhere you see forest reserve, there are minerals there.
Okay. Yes. That is why people want to enter there. You are right. And somebody probably gave me wrong information about our colonial masters.
So it's the colonial masters that use their technology to see the deposits and detect the deposits.
And they protected it.
But they were they decided to protect the forest areas.
Buffers,
Okay. So revocation of mining licenses, as I said, I don't know how, on what basis they've been revoked, whether they are wrongly given or they are given to mine at places that they are not supposed to mine. And all that. So it is the government that has taken a decision, and if your license is being revoked and you think that is wrongly revoked, you do whatever you want to do to get back your license. But government has every right to ensure that there's no Galamsey and there's no mining at places that we are not supposed to mine. It's a duty of government to do that, and if this action is to ensure that, I think it is good. Well, it is good. It is good.
Well, so with these license revocations, if the license were issued, let's say after 7th December, and they have been revoked on the 20th of March, most likely that these people are not already into mining, and that they are not part of the Galamsey menace. So in revoking those newly awarded licenses, you have not done anything about Galamsey.
Okay.
Because the people
that's true
that you have, those licenses were given, are by all means not mining yet. They were now mobilizing to go and start mining. So
you never know.
Wait, but I'm just saying that the proximity time, how much mobilization you need. So even, I don't know how many licenses, let's say there were even 50 licenses. Out of the 50, even if there were fast people, I'm not sure you have 20 of them being able to mobilize in the last 3 months to start and affect our water bodies and all that. There are existing people who already have licenses, who are involved in the mining, and they are the ones causing us the problems. They have been mining, some of them have been mining for 5, 10, 20 years.
40 years.
Yes, and they are the ones giving us so if you target those who have been licensed recently, you have not dealt with Galamsey. Maybe what you have done is that you would have prevented them from going to add to the problem.
That's
but
what the government is.
But the problem is already existing. So we need to deal with the existential issue and not those who are seeking to go and join. Yeah, we can deal with them, it's fine. But it doesn't take away the problem. And that is the reason why Galamsey is still with us. For me, I think that one of the biggest challenges with the Galamsey fight has been the politicization of it.
Aren't we tired of
Yes. And because of the politicization of the Galamsey fight, it is very difficult for whoever comes to power to fight it. I recall when the former Akufo-Addo administration tried to take some steps to deal with this Galamsey thing. Close to the 2020 elections, while Akufo-Addo was out there saying that I would deal with Galamsey, Mr. Mohammed was on the other side saying, when I come out, release all of them. And it was creating problems. It was creating problems. We all saw it. In fact, in the 2020 elections, we are told that majority of the people in the mining areas who ordinarily were voting for the MPP voted against the MPP because the MPP was seen as the party that is fighting Galamsey, and the NDC was seen as the party that supports Galamseyers. We saw videos of party functionaries standing in places and talking about the fact that when we come, we will help you to do the Galamsey. And then in another breath, they are saying, fight Galamsey. They say, we will help you to do it. Another breath, they say, fight it. We will help you to do it, fight it. So the politicization of it. If we come to the point where we all realize that, look, this is a national issue. It's a national security concern. Let's disassociate politics with it, and let's deal with it as a national security concern. Then we will be making some headway. As it stands right now, the current administration's hands are tied in so many places when it comes to Galamsey. Their hands are tied.
Did you see the constituency chairman who fought military people that they didn't consult him before entering his territory?
Okay.
Look, I sat on this show. IB will bear me out that we can only fight this Galamsey menace if the two major political parties come together and sign a pact that we are not going to politicize this issue. This is a blueprint. This is how we are going to fight it, and they work together. Until that is happening, if we don't have that, the two main parties coming together to fight this, we will not succeed.
It will not work.
It will not work. I have said it many times. And people think that I'm just being something. Look, right now, NDC is in power. They did politics with it when Akufo-Addo was in part. Now, President Mama is in charge. Look, MP people bet it. Those other side will also fuel the whole thing and will get nowhere. Look, I'm not a prophet. I don't do like those people do. I bet you, I do not see, if these two parties do not come together, I don't see President Mama stopping Galamsey and fighting it and making any headway.
No, it will get
water bodies.
It will exacerbate, if you ask me. I think it will exacerbate.
My understanding is that apparently, I don't know whether it's an industrial secret, the two main political parties who are involved, members of these parties who are involved in this thing, know themselves. And when this party is in power, look, you are in charge, so you do it. Give us this way. Let us be here, and you are also here. So when they change over, then they take over. Then there's some kind of substitution, and that's what they've been doing.
So it's a recycle.
It's a recycle. So the two parties, look, if they don't come together, and we should forget about this.
It was my turn.
We'll be demonstrating.
It was my turn to talk, and he has taken over.
Yes, we'll be demonstrating in Accra like we did in the lead up to 2024 election. People sit in Accra and all that. I don't see them demonstrating, doing all manner of things again. And it is getting worse than where. Have you seen the water bodies? It's even worse than before we went into the election.
Well, so,
but the people are not talking.
So I think that the Galamseyers feel emboldened because those who supported them are now in power. So they feel emboldened. And that's the reason why I think that the fight is not going to be that simple.
Well, some of those people who fought are now being appointed left.
Yes.
They can't talk.
Some of the people who were advocating for Galamsey, they have gotten appointment. They are busy.
They are busy.
They are very busy. They have a lot of corporate things to do with.
They probably have better water to drink than they used to.
Yes, maybe. So if you are busy, if you are busy, you don't concern yourself with trivials, please. Get busy.
But this
Don't
cannot
worry
be
yourself
trivial.
with.
But it's just that they have
Obviously,
better
this
water.
cannot be trivial.
This is
Well,
very serious. Very, very
I mean,
serious.
what I mean by trivial is that
I understand.
I am busy taking care of national issues.
National issues.
But this is
Galamsey,
also a national issue.
Yes, but
It
it
was-
is not part of their. I mean, if, for example, if somebody is working at Ghana Shippers Authority, I mean, the person's preoccupation now is how to make shipping work. You know, Galamsey.
True. And have you seen the new? Hey,
It's not Galamsey. The person doesn't have time.
Is this a jacuzzi seat or something?
Sebastian is listening to us, and he says I should send some messages to those of you in the studio.
Okay.
So Sebastian says I should tell. He's enjoying the show. He says to tell Lily Mohammed that you should ask of him tomorrow.
Yeah.
For Ibrahim, he says you are his big man.
Yes.
So Sebastian, I've delivered your message.
Thank you, Sebastian.
He's a journalist.
Sebastian.
I think it's with cyber security.
Yes.
So I've delivered the message.
I don't know whether it's there. I don't.
I'll look for you, Sebastian.
Okay. Yes. So on Galamsey. Okay. So Reverend, the demonstrations will not take place now because it's too early. See, in fact, no player in the Galamsey setup expects magic to be done in 3 months. No, in fact, that's practically impossible, right? And so you could tell that there are many people who have adopted the wait and see.
But people are let loose at the Galamsey area.
I'm coming. So, Imarama Kufibua had mentioned that 9 forest reserves had been completely taken over by Galamsey's armed thugs. I'm quoting you. And to him, it was something he inherited. So they had taken over before the elections. Now he reports back that 7 out of the 9 have been recovered. And mind you, pay attention to the forest reserves. I'm not talking about ordinary Galamsey sites. I'm talking about
Our forest reserves.
Exactly, which is supposed to be Galamsey free.
Did he give the forest?
Fortunately, the Forestry Commission has issued a statement, and they have listed the forest reserves.
Okay.
They are there.
Forward it to me.
You know Elikulum Kotoko, right? He's a deputy. Elikem. He's a deputy
Forestry Commissioner.
The Forestry Commission now.
Hey, I see.
Deputy Forestry Commissioner.
Elikem Kotoko.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
He said that statement. I'll forward to you. So they've listed
That's fine.
the forest reserves. Now, that's a good start.
Yes.
But that's not the be it all and end it all when it comes to the Galamsey fight. Now, the LI that is supposed to revoke the previous LI that has allowed for people to mine in forest reserves. There was an attempt that was made to lay it this week in Parliament. But of course, before you lay any LI, that's what we call pre-laying formalities. So you present it, the committee members, Committee for Subsidiary Legislation, together with the leadership of Parliament, will go through it and ensure that the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And that's because this is not a bill for it to go through stages of amendment and what have you. Once there is 21 sitting days, the LI will mature, and there's nothing that will be done about it. And so Alexander Kwame Afenyo-Markin, the minority leader, raised the issue. So yes, it's now going through the pre-laying formalities. Once that matures, it means that it will be legal for anybody, whether you have license or not,
to go into the forest reserve.
And that is equally a good start.
I totally support this LI. I totally support it.
Exactly. So that's a good start. Again, mining on water bodies, right? That's where the problem has been. There's the need for that to be done. I remember engaging Murtala Mohammed in Parliament during the State of the Nation address, and I asked him for timelines. I think government should be able to give us timelines as to when we should expect the water bodies to at least give us some semblance of returning to normalcy. Right? Good. But that doesn't take a day, that doesn't take a month, and that obviously cannot take 3 months. As for the involvement of the party apparatus and then of course, we sat here.
It's public knowledge.
We were not oblivious of the fact that both NDC and MPP have some element who are involved in these activities. I engaged the Ashanti Regional Minister in Parliament live on TV.
The current one.
The current one. And I had mentioned to him that there are many people who believe that the NDC members, campaigns are involved. And he says, oh, that one he has heard. But there's a reason. This is his explanation. That anybody who is arrested or found on a land doing galamsey, automatically they will say they are NDC. Where else will lie your salvation? Your salvation
if you don't say you're part of them.
Exactly.
The same thing happened previously.
Exactly. So your salvation is in you aligning with the government of the day.
Yeah.
But to him, it doesn't matter whether you were NDC yesterday, today, or tomorrow. You must not do illegal mining, and that is it.
Okay.
It's a way of getting them to mine responsibly. And I'm sure that's how come the ban on community mining will be in order. That streamline the activities, make sure they engage in responsible mining. That shouldn't be difficult. But of course, like many other people, will adopt the wait and see attitude. We need to win this fight. It doesn't matter. See, if the NDC people are engaged in, deal with them. If the NPP people are still engaging, it's even easier. They are in opposition. You can arrest them easily. Just as I mentioned some months back that if NDC people were on the field engaging in galamsey, they should have been the easiest to be arrested because they are orphans. Their party is not in power. Same.
There's this subtle agreement. And I've told you, people have told me about the arrangement. So they will not arrest them. They know the people. But look, you are in power. Take the chunk of it. We will take small. When the power changes, then we will also take over. And that's what they've been doing. Until these two parties come together and say that we are fighting galamsey. Look, this war will not be won. We'll fight, but the battle.
Okay, so let's touch on the search of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana's home, Dr. Ernest Addison, and then the way in which the search was conducted. I wonder which court would give a warrant, and then in that warrant they will say disable CCTV cameras.
Did they say that in the warrant?
No, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I mean, and which warrant? I'm yet to see any. Well, I am a journalist. I haven't been to. I don't go to the court, so I am yet to see. But I have engaged lawyers who say that they haven't seen this.
Well, so you know when Mohammed Ayariga stood before the floor of the House to apologize to Ken Ofori-Atta and for that matter to all of Ghanaians after Richard Jakpa led a team of armed men to
the former finance minister
raid the former finance minister's home. I was hoping that it was the beginning of the end, because then we acknowledge that raiding the homes of high-profile persons of the past is not the way to go, and that if the persons you suspect that they have even done anything wrong, the constitutional process is that invite them for questioning, take their caution statements, charge them, arraign them, and then prosecute them. They have a right to answer to the charges that you prefer against them, and they are actually innocent until proven guilty. So I was hoping that after the Ken Ofori-Atta episode, it was going to be the last. Apparently,
just the beginning.
It is just the beginning. Yes. So, and we have had one, the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Shemsai, talking about the fact that the raids and all those things are sanctioned. So, yes, there's an interview that
I think Shamima Muslim said him. Apparently said him.
So Richard Jakpa is the Director of Operations at the National Security Architecture. And so he's authorized to do the things that he's doing. But even if you authorize somebody to do this kind of raids, it must be done within the confines of the law. It cannot be done outside the law. And so that's where the challenge is. So from the way these government officials are speaking, it looks like all former officials who served in the Akufo-Addo administration, if they have a problem, if they think that you have been involved in an issue, they will come and raid your house at 5 a.m. So maybe they should just get ready. Yesterday, we are told that the former Director General of the Signals Bureau arrived on British Airways at the Kotoka International Airport, and he was picked by the deputy director of Yoko, Raymond Archer, together with some other armed men.
I see.
And I am just being told that the president actually ordered his release after he was arrested and detained. The president had to come in and say that release him, and so subsequently he has been released and he's on his way home. So he arrived last night at 8:30 on British Airways, and he got home this morning. So all I'm saying really is that raiding the former governor, Bank of Ghana governor's home, and asking him to show you where his vault is and where he's keeping the money is unintelligent. It's highly unintelligent, if you ask me. And if you are an intelligent officer and you are carrying out intelligence this way, then you are very, very unintelligent. The reason why I'm saying that is because this is the former governor of the Bank of Ghana. He was responsible for the movement of money in and out of Ghana. And that if he had money, he would keep it in his house. That must be very unintelligent. Extremely unintelligent. Because they know how money works. He knows how money moves. Why would he keep his money in his house, in a vault? And you go there and search for it. And the CCTV issue it is because of what happened in Kenoforiate's house.
Okay.
Because when they went there at the time, the intelligent officers didn't have intelligence. So their intelligence gave them up, and before they realized, they put them all over the country that you came here and performed an unintelligent activity.
But if you have a warrant, would you mind if your pictures are all over? I mean, you have a warrant to search it, so you are not perpetuating an illegality.
But do they have warrants?
Yes, for this particular one, they had a warrant.
Ken's one too.
No, at the time where we learned they didn't have a warrant.
This one they will have a warrant because we are now learning that it is sanctioned.
So if you have a warrant, somebody has a warrant to come to GHOne, to come and search GHOne. So when the person comes, this carpet, he wants to search under the carpet. So he lifts the carpet, searches under the carpet. When he finishes, he puts the carpet back down. So you can search this place, and by the time you finish searching, you will leave this place just as it was, without causing any damages or anything, but you have searched. We've seen search taking place. We watch some movies and we see them searching and all that. So those things can be done. It's not a problem. But if you go and search and you go Rambo style, you carry the persons, you drive the person's 2 vehicles out of his house to wherever nobody knows. Whatever you want to do to the vehicles, nobody knows. You take CCTV camera. This place, we have CCTV here. You come where the boot is, you go and carry it, discharge it. Meanwhile, CCTV, people who provide CCTV services, most of them provide cloud services. So whatever is being recorded in the house at the material moment, it is recorded in the cloud. So they can easily go back into the cloud and retrieve it. So when you take the unit and all those things, it's much ado about nothing. So really, I think that intelligent officers must be acting intelligently. When you go, we must see some level of intelligence associated with the intelligence you are carrying out.
Okay.
How do has anybody seen the appointment letter of Richard Chapa?
As the director of operations?
No, he's not. Let me see his title. It says a director of special operations.
Special account.
Special operations at the National Security Secretariat. Has anybody seen his appointment letter? Because I don't know whether it is President Mohammed who has appointed him. And if he's the one who has appointed him to be in charge of special operations, are these things that are doing part of the special operations?
But President Mohammed's appointees, President Mohammed's appointees are saying...
See, I am not asking you people, these are rhetorical questions.
Okay.
Because I'm saying this because if this is in charge of special operations, it presupposes that what he's doing is part of these special operations that he's been tasked to do. And therefore, he's virtually doing what he's being asked to do.
Yeah.
If it is not being asked
he's not doing what he's being asked to do, it means that the appointer will have to stop him before it's too late.
Okay.
Look, we went into an election with it is not, or it was not a coup d'etat. If somebody has done something wrong, there are legal processes in which you get the person investigated. It is not by raid. What I know, raiding somebody is this Rambo style raid is synonymous with military takeovers. If we are in a constitutional rule, and I'm surprised lawyers are speaking the way they are speaking, that you raid somebody's premises and this is sanctioned thing and people are watching and everybody is saying that it is sanctioned. Look, I know the national security coordinator, the new national security coordinator. He's my countryman. In fact, the last time I spoke with him, he was ADC of current president. That was around August. We had a telephone call, August 2012 or September 2012 thereabout. That was the last time we spoke. I even sent him a congratulatory message in this appointment. He hasn't responded yet. But I know him. He's a gentleman. The time I knew him, he was a good, I don't know if he hasn't changed, he's a nice person. And I do not think that this kind of behavior, this kind of character working under him will do any good to his image.
Okay.
And therefore, the appointer should curtail this Japa guy. If not, there will be a precedent set in this country that the next government that comes, if it is not NDC, it's MPP, things will be worse than what is happening now. Things will not, we don't reduce things in this country, we escalate them.
Yeah.
If you watch, even our prices, everything, we escalate.
Sure.
If we don't curtail this rampaging Japa guy, I'm really surprised. The name, he's coming from my region. I understand it's from my region, Upper West. I don't know if Japa is supposed to be from Savannah area, the name Japa, but he's bearing Japa. I don't know whether he's related, he has some relation there. But if we don't stop this Japa guy, this government itself will face the consequences, and it will be dire. The consequences will be dire for this country, to be dire for NDC, to be dire for everybody.
Okay.
We have had a lot of governors. Look, from this republic, we have had Agama. We've had our venerable Dufour. We have Wampa. We have Polakwa. We've had late Bekwin, MSI Bekwin. We've had Nasiru. We have, what's the name? Addison. I have not seen any governor house raided in this manner. Why? If the man has committed any crime, are there not procedures that we should follow to get him? This is sheer lunacy. When I say this, is people think that I am being harsh on TV. What is happening is lunacy. We should not entertain some of these things. Look, it will create problems for this country.
Well, warning, well served. The raids and the quest for accountability. Lily, I think what's happening is politics. See, yes, there is a laid down procedure of exacting accountability from former appointees. But for some strange reason, our politicians play politics. And so I remember receiving an urgent call from Dr. Conrad Onko, the former Prime Minister, and reporting from his residence. Everything has been turned upside down. Ameri. It was on the same Ameri that got GHOne Jinapo, right, to have his gadget seized, right. But I think we can refine some of these processes. Yes, I'm sure, like I said, it's because of the politics. See, yesterday, for instance, in Parliament, the minority leader of the Department of Markin mentioned that the operatives who raided the residence of the governor made away with some amount of money and some jewelries, right? Now, I'm sure it's because the CCTV footages were disabled, like the CCTV gadgets were disabled. Otherwise, this will have been very apparent for everybody to see because it will have been recorded, right? So I've heard many people read a lot of meanings into that claim, that probably it's just to reinforce the message that when you go for such exercises, don't disable the CCTV cameras. Just so when such claims are made,
you, like Lily said, if you have a warrant, why would you be putting on CCTV?
To defend yourself?
They saw the 10,000 CDs on the bedside and they took it away.
Is it a robbery brigade?
It means that the former governor also sleeps with $10,000 on his bed.
10,000 CDs.
10,000 CDs on his bed. Forward.
On the side, 10,000
No,
on the side of the bed.
On the bed.
On the
No,
bed.
I mean on the bed.
So-
you see, the way you are taking.
So I'm just saying that
10,000 on my
10,000
On your
cities.
bed, on your
under
pillow.
my pillow.
Okay, no problem. No, we are not. But
Okay.
Why? It is my room. It is
10,000 cities sounds so big, eh? It sounds.
no, 10,000 is not big. No,
You know, you go to the market today.
Yeah, 10,000 is not money. But
Some of these SUVs that people drive around, the amount of fuel they buy into it on a given day.
10,000 is not money. That's the point.
I put it under my pillow.
Right.
You decide where I put my
No,
money.
we are not getting.
Maybe it was his fuel for the day.
You see, if you are listening to me, I'm saying that if the CCTV cameras have not been disabled, right?
It is only on Robert.
There will have been evidence that either the money was indeed taken or the money was not taken, and that evidence will have been captured on the CCTV footage.
But would it have been captured in the bedroom? I doubt.
I'm sure the cameras might not also show up in the bedroom, but it's up to national security to come and then defend itself, right?
Yeah.
But mind you, you cannot hold Addison responsible for this because this claim did not come from Addison. It came from the minority leader. So to wrap up this, I think all of us collectively, as a nation, we can do better. Nobody's saying don't exert accountability from former appointees, but the manner in which you go about it. So, Srimsai says there was a bench warrant, a search warrant that was issued by the court. Yes. So you go in there, you conduct your searches the way and manner you deem fit, without these excesses that will get everybody's head turning around. I understand I will lose warning, right? But I can tell you that the politicians will not change. See, you will record another raid. We'll be here to talk about it. When power changes hands, there will be more raids. We'll be here to talk about it.
All right,
Your time is up, eh?
Yeah.
But the politicians should just know that when you come in, you come to do the check on the one who went out. So one day you go out,
and somebody else will
the
come
one
in and check.
the one who you are checking now,
Until they will
will come and
escalate
check
it
you.
too. They will escalate it.
And from all indications, the kind of picture we are painting right now, in the future, we'll have an escalation.
Anyway, thank you very much. So that's all for the story. He is political editor for Asase Radio. Audu Mahama is managing editor for the Custodian newspaper, and Ibrahim Alassan is the head of political desk here at the EIB network. And I am Lily Mohammed. I am back after this breather. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV. It's now time for Health Alert. When you judge someone based on their diagnosis, you miss out on their abilities, their qualities, and all the things that they can do. Today, Friday, March 21, is World Down Syndrome Day. There are a lot of misconceptions. There are lots of myths pertaining to Down syndrome. We want to demystify all of them here on the show today. This morning is Dr. Ama Wonchiapia. She's pediatrician and pediatric cardiology fellow in training with the Department of Child Health and the National Cardiothoracic Center at the Kolibu Teaching Hospital. I also have Agnes Teiko Nyamite. She's executive director Down Syndrome Association of Ghana, and Toda Frimpoma Berchi. She's a girl with Down syndrome. Good morning, ladies. How are you? And good to have you.
Good to be here.
Let me start with you, Doc. When people say Down syndrome, what is it?
Thank you for the question. A very nice one. So, Down syndrome is a medical condition. It's a known common genetic medical condition. It's called Down syndrome because it was named after the physician or doctor in English who characterized the condition years ago. Okay. But it happens when something called trisomy 21 happens, or a child is born and has trisomy 21. I'll explain. As you see a human being sitting down, we are made up of cells. Every part of what is made up of cells we cannot see.
Okay.
The cells have chromosomes. Okay, these are structures that contain our DNA. I think we know that DNA contains the basic information: how tall you'll be, how your hair color will be, how you talk. So the chromosomes are in every cell of our body. And Down syndrome occurs when the individual has 3 copies of chromosome 21. We all have 23 pairs, one from mom and dad. So number 1, one from mom and dad, 2, so 1 pair. Chromosome 23, you have 2 copies. But in children with trisomy 21, an unusual division occurs when the sperm egg or the sperm cell or egg cell is being formed, an unusual division. And then trisomy, the copies at number 21 will become 3 instead of the usual 2. And that brings about all the issues that we are going to discuss today. So that is Down syndrome, but it's also called trisomy 21.
What causes it? Is there any known cause of it?
So we have risk factors.
Okay.
If we had causes, then it would be very easy to avoid. But it's something that happens in nature. We know that the main risk factor is advancing maternal age or increasing maternal age. So the older a woman gets, the higher the chance or probability of giving birth to a child with Down syndrome. So if we take women who are 45 years old and they all have children, 1 of the children out of 25 of the children will have Down syndrome. But if you take maybe a female 20 years or lower, and you take 1,500 of them, and they all have babies, just 1 of them. But at the moment, majority are still born to younger women because the younger women have more children compared to older.
Yeah, because all the people that I have seen, even on social media, who have kids with Down syndrome, are women in the age ranges of 25 to 30.
So it happens. 95% of the time is the commonest one called non-disjunction. It's something that happens in nature. About 4% of the time, there's this other type called translocation. That one can be inherited, but it's within 1% of the time we call something the mosaic type. That can also happen, but it's just the risk factors that we know, or one main risk factor. Other research is going on. A few people think that even folic acid may be related, but so far we haven't been able to prove anything.
How does somebody know that my child has Down syndrome? Is this something that can be detected during pregnancy, or is only detected at birth?
So it can be detected during pregnancy, even early pregnancy. They are
at what stage? First trimester?
First trimester, even 11 weeks, 10 weeks. There are tests that can be done. You can do tests from the mother's blood. You can do amniocentesis. We can get it from the water around the baby. We can even get a sample of the placenta. It can tell us whether the child may have trisomy 21 or not. And mid-pregnancy, you can do some scans that can also let us suspect. But there are screening ways or screening methods. In other countries, it is very common to screen. Even here now in Ghana, it's very common. A lot of the obstetricians are screening, especially when you are
screen willingly, or expectant mothers will have to ask?
So based on, I think, the level of risk that you have, especially with age, the doctors know, and then they will screen.
Yes. Let me come to you, Agnes. You are an advocate and you're a mother with a child with Down syndrome. When did you find out that your child has Down syndrome?
When I gave birth to her. That very day, the gynecologist informed me that my daughter looks like a child with Down syndrome. But since it wasn't his specialty, he was going to leave it to the pediatrician to really examine and confirm his suspicion that my child has Down syndrome.
14 years ago, what was your reaction?
Actually, then I had freshly gotten married to her father, and he was just pestering me to have a baby. And I was 45 years when I got married to him. So he was giving me so much pressure. But then I told myself that I wasn't going to subject myself to fertility treatment. So I was going to resort to prayer. And I had assured myself that the God who has created us had spare parts for our body. And so I was praying to God to remove all the parts that weren't fertile enough for me to have a baby, and then replace it. So I went to Nigeria, Shiloh, with the Winners Church for a week, and it was a pure prayer and fasting time. So after I came back, I got pregnant and I had Toda. So then when I had her and the news was broken to me that she has Down syndrome, I didn't take it lightly, because God cannot give me a gift. God cannot replace all my parts that could make me fertilize me and make me have a baby, and then also give me a child who is not perfect. So I wasn't taking it. So that was.
But did you have to go through a lot of challenges? How was it for your family? Did it have a strain on your marriage?
That I have a child with Down syndrome. Oh yes, the man who was asking that I should give me a baby have never seen Toda, because she has Down syndrome. For him, they don't have such a child in their family. So if my baby has Down syndrome, she's mine. So a baby son wakwa, ebi ni efi enti fa. So then Toda is mine. So like I was saying, I had to struggle to accept the diagnosis that my daughter has Down syndrome, because God cannot give me this gift. So it was a struggle. And then a reverend minister in our church, she has told me, because I told her that I was praying God to change her condition, because the God that I prayed to and fasted cannot give me a child like this. So I was praying, and then I wasn't accepting the fact that she has Down syndrome, even though I had.
At what point did you get to accept?
Close to about 2 years. Close to about 2 years, because I was praying, and I had other men of God who was also supporting me to pray to God to change the diagnosis. But there was this reverend minister who also talked to me, and then she said to me that God can choose to change your daughter's condition, but God can also say that this is the child I'm giving you. So what will you do?
What then did you do?
It dawned on me that same God can also say that this is the child I'm giving you. So I have to deal with it. So I have to come to the reality that my daughter has Down syndrome. So what do I do to myself? And what do I do to help her? Because I had gone through depression, and I wasn't even able to take care of myself and then take care of my daughter. So it is just after I have accepted the fact that she has Down syndrome, and also I have come to the realization that I had depression. I didn't even know that I had depression. It was my son who was asking me, "Why are you depressed?" Because I'll be crying with no reason. I'll stay indoors. She was just watching me, and then he saw that something.
Oh, you had kids prior to Toda?
I had one.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I had one. Prior to Toda. So he had really alerted me, brought to my conscience that I wasn't well. Something is wrong with me. So then I had to seek support. So I had to go through counseling sessions because I was faced with divorce. Again, since I had my son, and myself and his father were no more. I met him, and I was faced with another divorce, and I was also faced with the fact that my daughter has Down syndrome, and I'm going to be a single mother again. So all these things going through my mind, I couldn't contain it.
Is there ready support for parents like you?
Interestingly, the theme for this year's celebration is improve our support systems.
Okay.
And from day one, when I gave birth to Toda, I was told that she has Down syndrome, but there was no mechanisms to let me know what to expect as a mother having a child with Down syndrome. Nobody told me that because you have a child with Down syndrome, this is how the child is going to develop. This is how you have to psyche your mind to accept the fact that your daughter has Down syndrome. There was nothing like that. So I had to do my own research and then understand what is Down syndrome and know how to manage their condition. We are asking that health personnel, doctor is here. When we give birth to our children in the hospitals, and you see that the child has Down syndrome or any kind of disability, psyche the mind of the mother. Because we all have aspirations for our children. Exactly. Even when you are pregnant, you say that when I give birth to a boy, I'll call him this. And if it's a girl, I will name him this. I want my child to go to the school I couldn't go. And so that when you have a child and you are told that the child cannot be the one you think or you are expecting the child to be, it's a whole lot, it turns your world apart. So we are asking that support systems right from birth should be improved so that we should be told what to do, what to expect. We should be told what we have to do, the early interventions that we have to apply so that our children will thrive. For us also, our mental health. You need to be sound in your mind to really accept that this is not the child you are expecting, but this is, my friend said that it's like you book a flight to Holland and then you find yourself in Toronto, Canada. It is equally beautiful. You are pregnant and you are expecting to have a child. You have a child, but this is the child I was expecting to have, but no, it's another one. They are all children. When
did you form the association?
It is after I've had it and I've gone through the struggle of accepting. That is when I realized that there could be parents like me who are going through the struggle to accept their diagnosis. And then I started with Toda Connect Foundation, and then it has grown into Down Syndrome Association of Ghana.
Now, Doc, she talked